And good morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on what part of the globe you're on and what time zone you are in. I am your host, Skeptically Speaking.
And I'm Sweet Pea from across the pond. How is everybody doing this lovely evening?
Sweet Pea from across the pond, thank you for joining us. You'll never guess why I have convened this meeting. Can you take a guess?
Now it could be a lot of things, but I guess the main issue that everyone is talking about is Alligator
Now,
Alcatraz.
why would that be the first thing to come to mind? How?
Because it's a really important issue that needs to be spoken about.
Well, it's batshit crazy, if you ask me. And could it have anything to do with our background? Yes, I think it does. Now, when I ask you, what the hell is Alligator Alcatraz? What is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Swamp, alligators, a prison, somewhere that is not even fit for anybody to be in. It's not even fit for wild animals to be living there.
I mean, it's not fit for human beings, I'll tell you that. I watched the inside of this. You know what? While we're on the subject, how about I just play a video? Someone actually recorded a little bit of video about this very topic.
Oh,
They really built the prison in the swamp, y'all. Surrounded by fucking gators. This is crazy. I feel like this is modern day slavery. They really said, forget about the fences. We about to have the gators being the officers. They real life got human beings in the Everglades like this is Jurassic Park. I don't really care how they try to package it up, but this is modern day slavery at its finest. They not just gonna be dealing with gators, y'all. You got pythons, you got the heat, you got the mosquitoes, you got a whole concoction. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This is fucked up. Because if this was you or your family in here, would you like it? Would you wanna be there? This ain't even about border control, y'all. This is about fear, about control. Y'all, look at the inside of it. That joint don't look like it got no AC, nothing. They probably gonna be hot as hell in there. This shit crazy, y'all. It real live look like a concentration camp. Am I tripping? They prison in the swamp, y'all. So
I mean, yeah, this is the insanity of it all. I mean, just looking at that, I mean, this small video doesn't even capture the true horror of this place. I mean, it's just unconscionable how sick. Before I pontificate, I'm just going to just go ahead and read what they have on this. Alligator Alcatraz is a planned migrant detention facility located in the Florida Everglades, specifically at the Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport, set to open in early July 2025. Overview of Alligator Alcatraz. Location. The facility is situated in a remote area of South Florida, approximately 60 miles east of Naples, 40 miles of Miami, blah, blah, blah. The purpose. Officially dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, this facility is intended to temporarily house migrants awaiting deportation. It is designed to accommodate up to 5,000 detainees, and it will feature light infrastructure, including tent facilities. Construction opening. The construction of the facility is moving quickly. Yeah, no kidding. With plans to have it operational by early July 2025. It is operational as of today. And it's just amazing to me how I mean, this thing, it took less than, oh, I don't know, 8 days 8 days, and this thing was up and running. Unbelievable. And now, The controversial concerns. Let's see. Environmental impact. The construction of the facility has drawn criticism from environmental and local tribal leaders who express concerns about the ecological sensitivity of the Everglades and the potential impact on local wildlife. Political context. Do we need context? The political context. The facility is part of a broader immigration enforcement strategy supported by Florida's government, aiming to manage the influx of migrants more effectively. It has been met with mixed reactions, with some viewing it as a necessary measure and others as a controversial approach of immigration policy. Well, that is stating it. That's stating it mildly, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I just, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I just, I've got nothing. So it's just, yeah, I just, it's sad. It's sad. There, let's see here, and we'll just keep going. By the way, if I need to get your attention, I'll just message you in the chat. Yeah. So. But yeah, it's just unbelievable. It's just ridiculous and preposterous, really. You know, I don't know. I just I just don't get. Okay, there you are. So I just don't get how people can be okay with that. What are your thoughts?
Hello. Yeah, I don't understand how any people can be okay with that. I think it's absolutely disgusting. Like, how how are they sleeping at night knowing? How can they be okay with doing what they're doing?
Yeah. 8 days it took to open this. You know, it's amazing. We can spend billions of dollars on a facility like this, but when it comes to actually helping people, people in need, people who actually need the help, there's no help for them. Alligator Alcatraz represents a significant development in Florida's approach to immigration detention, combined logistical, let's see, considerations with environmental and social implications. As the facility prepares to open, it will likely continue to be a local point of discussion regarding immigration policy and environmental stewardship in the region. It's like, what an entire mess. What an entire mess. And it's just gonna continue to, is it, I don't know. I think it's just gonna continue to be like this. It's just yeah, so
There's no hope.
go ahead.
They'd rather have a modern day concentration camp than actually put the money towards things that would actually benefit people. How about putting that money into a better healthcare system? How about putting that money into a better program for veterans? How about putting that money towards a better healthcare system for women?
You know, speaking of healthcare, you know what maggots, the uber Trump supporters, the first thing they mention is, what about the veterans? What about men's mental health? What about this? What about that? And then they go and vote against the very same things that they whine about. How about America first? How about America first? Why don't we fix America? It's like, okay, well, let's fix America. Oh, well, that's socialism. You know, they're the first ones to scream socialism at every given turn. Well, let's go ahead and I want to play a video. And this is,
Okay.
I think this is Donald Trump. This better be Donald Trump. Spent hours trying to get it. Here we go.
Some others helping, and we're going to have some others at a very high level helping, and the whole thing will come. It's not a complex thing to do. And with the United States being in control, thank you very much. It's an honor to have King Abdullah with us. He's been a friend of mine for a long time, actually.
I actually do have that video as a safe backup for you. Mm. Mm. Hello. That's all right.
Donald Trump and Kristi Noem making an ass of themselves.
Mm.
Sorry about that, folks, for the long silence.
see what I mean? It's an amazing job. You've all done a great job. Proud of it.
Mr. President, Mr. Governor, what's the message to Governor Gavin Newsom inside of this facility?
Well, the first thing you should do is come here and learn something, because they don't do this. They don't know. They wouldn't know where to begin, and if they did, it would cost them 100 times more. So I would say he should call the governor and Christie, and I'm sure you'd give him because his state is a disaster, and he doesn't do this.
Well, they have the original Alcatraz, so you guys could approve him being able to set one of these up over there. I'm sure the secretary would be happy to do that and provide. My sense is he's probably not going to bite on that, but I don't know that they'd be able to come in at cost because they tried to do this high-speed rail. They spent like 150 billion, no tracks. We've got a privately funded rail in Florida from Miami to Orlando. It costs the taxpayers zero, and it's very successful. So it's just a much different approach between states.
We're not going to let him get anywhere near Alcatraz. It'll cost 100 times more than they thought. Now, he ought to come here and study this because he could learn a lot. Yes?
Tomorrow.
Hopefully tomorrow, within the next 24 hours.
They have the doctors, they have all the professionals.
There's going to be a security sweep because there have been civilians here, so they will sweep this multiple times to make sure there's nothing can be used as weapons or any contraband. And then once that's cleared, then they'll do. So it's really up to Secretary. I know's got people in the queue, and so they'll be ready to receive.
I think our viewers at home should know that this is an air-conditioned facility.
Yes,
so
it is.
if it even use claims for keeping it out in the hot in South Florida, that is
Air
wrong.
conditioning feels good in here, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
air conditioned
Biden
with
wanted me
only
in
6
here.
people in the entire building.
He wanted me. It didn't work out that way, but he wanted me in here.
What's your expectation of what this will do for the speed and
Well, a lot of things, and they're both telling me that these people come in here, they want to go home. And they want to go home, so we immediately send them home, where it's appropriate. Now, if somebody's a real killer, we...
Yeah, they make life so unbearable. Yeah, of course, who wouldn't want to go home?
Look, what we inherited from this guy, this incompetent man, and his administration, which wasn't incompetent, it was radical left, lunatic, communist, whatever you want to say. I know most of them. What we inherited should never, ever be forgotten. What they've made us do. This is all because of an open border policy where 25 million people flowed in. From all over the world, from prisons.
Yeah, so I've
all
seen
over the world
reports
they
of
flowed in.
65
For
million
no
to
reason
now he
whatsoever.
says
When
25
I left,
million.
we had a
Nobody
very powerful
knows.
border. We had no problem. He opened it up.
There
Day
was no
one.
open door
Just
policy.
Opened the border. People couldn't believe it. They were standing there. What are they doing? They said, go in. That's it. You look at the first day tapes. They opened it up and they said, go in. And that's where all of this began.
There are no first day tapes.
This
He's
is an amazing
pulling stuff out of
thing
his
that
ass.
they've done here.
But listen, people don't have to come here. If they self-deport and go home, they can come back legally. We will let them come back legally.
And there is a lot of self-deportation.
Yes. But if you
People
wait
wouldn't
and
believe
we bring you to this facility, you don't ever get to come back to America. You don't get the chance to come back and be an American again and work here. So
They weren't with us when the President and the Secretary Kevin and I, we went through the intake. So right when you do the intake, they have the information about voluntary departure. They have the ability, obviously you guys are funding that because it's a lot cheaper to do it that way. So even if they get brought to the front doorstep here, they still have an opportunity to just go back voluntarily. And then this way they're not
we can put them on a plane that day and take them home. We'll buy their plane ticket, go home, and then they get the chance to come back legally. If they wait, let's
If
say
they
we're not
do
gonna
that, they can come back legally after a period.
Yeah.
find some way to get to the farm?
Yeah.
Service center. Somehow a program of people leaving on sponsorship coming right back. There's a little more detail about that and why
We want to take care of our farmers and hotel workers and various other people, and we're working on it right now, and Ron's going to be involved, and you're involved already. So we have a lot of cases where ICE will go into a farm, and these are guys working there for 10, 15 years, no problem. The farmers
Yeah, we've seen the videos of ICE going onto a farm. They're literally killing our farming industry.
For these people, and they know these people. They've worked on the farms for 15 years.
Oh, don't
and
forget
all of a sudden-
agriculture.
So I have a great, Ron does, Christie does, we have a great feeling for the farmer and for others in the same position. And we're going to give them responsibility for people. And we're going to have a system of signing them up so they don't have to go. They can be here legally. They can pay taxes and everything else. They're not getting citizenship, but they get other things. And the farmers need them to do the work. Without those people, you're not going to be able to run your farm. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I wish I could pause, but it's not going to let me pause.
I would say it's a 10. I think it's a 10. Maybe 9-9, because there might be a couple of little wounds. So maybe it's 9. I think we have a 10. We get along great.
Well, the thing about it is, I endorsed him immediately in January 2024. I raised one of his PACs millions and millions of dollars. And obviously, we saved him a lot of money in Florida because Florida was a deep red state. He didn't even have to do a rally in Florida, whereas 2016 and 20.
I remember when Donald Trump bragged he would actually fund his entire campaign. Why are they raising money for this man?
Other issues,
He's a billionaire.
With Florida. You can call him at any time, and he wants to be helpful for governors. I mean, I can tell you that. We did Hurricane Helene last year. You didn't hear from the president at the time then, but with President Trump, we know immediately. You just make the phone call.
Very firm, but he wants it too. I will say he's coming here next week. He wants to end it too. We had a tremendous success with Iran. They won't have me. Somebody said, "When are you going to sign?" I said, "Sign." They are so bombed out. Did you see the report issued this morning? The place was decimated. It'll be years before anybody even gets down there.
Yeah, so this is complete
that's not
fake
a priority,
news.
But we'll have a report, and we'll have
first of all, Biden did call
whatever
the
we
governor.
want from Iran. And I think, and I hope they want to have a good country. They have massive sanctions right now.
So Biden did call Governor DeSantis. This is a false claim. Biden and DeSantis did speak on storm recovery after reports of the mass devastation and what happened there. So that is false information coming from our governor and from the president.
Will I do something about who it's going to be?
Yes.
I don't know. Hey, he'd be a good candidate. You might do that. She'd be a good candidate. Anybody would be better than Jay Powell. No, he's causing us a fortune because he keeps the rate way up. I think it's Trump derangement syndrome personally, but we have a very strong country. We're the strongest country. Look, our country right now is at a level that we haven't seen for 40, 50 years. What we're doing now is nobody's seen anything like it. I told you, I was in the Middle East. The King of Saudi Arabia said to me very strongly, he said, you know what? A year ago you had a dead country. Now you have the hottest country in the world. We do. We have the hottest country in the world. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll be seeing it over the next couple of weeks. Also, those type of industries.
Will Kilmore Abrego Garcia be the first inmate here?
Yeah, that I had 3 other videos I wanted to play, but I think that's all the disinformation I can stomach from that bloviating ass. But yeah, just lies and lies and lies and lies upon lies. It's just amazing to me. It's just wild how this just continues and continues to go on. And it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And they're going to keep on lying, and we need to keep calling them out. Anyway, so we got that done. So we know about where it is. We know, by the way, have you seen pictures of alligators being transported? Let me do something here. But I saw pictures of alligators actually being transported to Alcatraz. I mean, it's something that they would actually think of, but I want to fact check it. Because I mean, there's a lot of misinformation going on, and I don't want to be part of it. So, video falsely claims gator being taken to Alligator Alcatraz. Okay, so this is probably fake news. See, this is ridiculous. This is why we can't even trust our own news. We can't even trust the things that are coming out, you know? It's just absolutely ridiculous how this is what Steve Bannon said when he said flood the zone with shit. And yeah. So it turns out that this video that's been floating around, okay, it could be false. I mean, to be honest, you really don't need to transport alligators. They built it in a place where alligators are already there. So yeah, I can see why this would be redundant. You know, what are your thoughts? As far as what's happening, what do you think so far? I mean, yeah. So yeah, it's just yeah, we're just going to stay on this story because obviously it's going to take, there you are. It's going to take us, the citizens, we the people, to stay on this story and be able to call this out. Go ahead. What are your thoughts so far?
I think it's absolutely disgusting. Like I said earlier, they're making a modern day concentration camp. I think it's diabolical. I am seriously lost for words with these people. I mean, that money could go better towards actually improving people's lives, not torturing people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's torture. I've got a few I've got a few articles here. This is from the Metro. First group of detainees arrive at Trump brutal Alligator Alcatraz in Florida. I'm going to call it Alligator Auschwitz. Okay, I really don't care.
Yeah.
I think that is a more proper term.
Accurate. Yeah.
I don't care. You know, I know there are some people on Bluesky that are tone policing, saying, "Oh, that's not fair to you know, Jewish people and the horrors of the Holocaust because you're comparing the two." I'm like, no, we need to call this out for what it is. You know, instead of gas chambers, they're using biological warfare. They're going to use malaria. They're going to use disease. They're going to use, I mean, what diseases do you think are in a swamp-like area? I mean, I'm sorry.
Everything you can think of.
Yeah. Malaria is the first thing that comes to mind. What else? There's no sanitation out there. It's just bacteria infested. And the very first photos I saw of that, the water, it was already flooded. The first day they opened up, it was flooded. Deep in the Florida Everglades. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well,
I was just going to say, they built in a swamp. That's like building a house on the sand and wondering why you get sand and water coming in, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't make any logical
sense. I mean, what did they think was going to happen? And what do you think the workers, the people that are going to staff you, because you're going to have to have people staffing that place. It's going to be miserable for them too.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely miserable.
Miserable for everyone.
I mean, anybody that would work in a place like that, I have no sympathy. I have no empathy for. I don't care what happens to them. I do care about the inmates that they're going to put in there. Let's go ahead and let's go to CBS. CBS News. Alligator Alcatraz detainees allege inhumane conditions at immigration detention center. They just opened up. Cuban reggaeton artist Limsey La Figura arrested last week in Miami-Dade on assault charges was transferred to South Florida's new immigration detention facility known as Alligator Alcatraz in the Everglades. The singer confirmed in a phone call he and other detainees claimed that they are enduring inhumane conditions at the site, including lack of access to water, inadequate food, denial of religious rights. Go ahead.
Yeah. Did you know that when they cut the federal funding for FEMA, they took those old FEMA buildings and they repurposed them as Alligator Auschwitz. So these buildings are not fit for the conditions that they've put them in. And these buildings were built not intended, for the purpose.
Well, they're not fit for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They're not fit for.
That's
it's
true.
not fit for animals. It's just not fit for any human life. I mean, have we learned anything from the 19th and 20th centuries? Have we not learned anything from the inhumane conditions? Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've learned. We're still making the same. I don't even want to call them mistake. This is. There's no mistake about it. This is targeted. People are being targeted.
Yeah,
And
it is.
I'm sorry, but and you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself, but even after all of the inhumane treatment we've subjected Hispanic people to, as far as ICE raids, as far as just the bigotry, the rampant MAGA bigotry in this country, do you know what happened after the Texas floods? You'll never guess. Go ahead, guess.
Did Mexico come to the rescue?
Ah, damn it. Yes, they did. Steinbaum,
Do you know why?
the president of Mexico, sent workers to Texas to help with flooding victims. Texas. Go ahead.
Because Mexicans are generally nice, kind, hardworking people. And any decent human being sends help for people that have had disasters happen.
I mean,
And this is what Trump and co are failing to understand. It's not just us on one country. There's all different countries, and we all need to cooperate together to live peacefully because we're all stuck on one planet together.
it's almost as if you are describing a global neighborhood.
Yeah, basically, that's what it is.
Oh, murder. You know, you're going to upset the MAGAs doing that. Alligator Alcatraz was built in a matter of days on a rarely used municipal airport located about 50 miles, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. In a matter of days. You see how quickly the government can work when it puts their mind to it?
Mm-hmm. Because they repurposed FEMA's old trailers.
Well, it's no. It's not just repurposed old trailers. It's concrete. It's flooring. It's walls. It's
it's like they've taken half the trailer park and put it around and then built buildings to incorporate the trailers into the building.
Yeah, but it's even more than that, because did you take a look at the walkthrough with Trump and what's her face, Christy Nome? It's concrete walls, it's new flooring, it's cells, individual cells. One of the inmates says there's no water to even take a bath.
Yeah.
He says, we've been here at Alcatraz since Friday. There's over 400 people here. There's no water to take a bath. It's been 4 days since I've taken a bath. He claimed the flood at the immigration facility is scarce and unsanitary. Oh, no, excuse me. He claimed the food is scarce and unsanitary. They only brought a meal once a day, and it had maggots. They never turn off the lights for 24 hours. The mosquitoes are as big as elephants. And that's a little over exaggeration, but yeah. What do you think's gonna what happens when mosquitoes infiltrate? They're not respecting our human rights. We're human beings. We're not dogs. We're like rats in an experiment. I don't know their motive for. Well, we know their motive, but anyway, it's a form of torture. A lot of us have our residency documents, and we don't understand why we're here. Exactly. These people thought they were law abiding. They had their paperwork as far as their residency. They're not citizens, but they have paperwork. He says, I'm losing my mind. I've gone 3 days without taking my medicine. It's impossible to sleep with this white light that's on all day. There was a report of a man who required medicine at every meal. And he is basically a representative.
Was he diabetic?
I don't know if he was diabetic, but he may have been. It may have been diabetic. Maybe he was diabetic. I don't remember exactly, but
That's okay.
the representative of the district that this person lived in happened to be a lawyer with an actual current law degree, and he met the wife who was crying outside of a facility, just wondering, she was being denied. She couldn't get in to see, her husband. And the representative approached her and said, hey, what's going on? What's wrong? And she told him the sad sob story. And come to find out, the representative is a lawyer, and he became their legal representative right then and there. And he was able to get into the facility to see this man and get his medicine to him. His wife couldn't see him, no relatives, nobody. But they let the lawyer in, and he was able to get the medicine. Do you see how sick that is?
It is. It is. I'm not being funny, but if you put someone in prison, you have a duty of care, regardless of whatever that person has done to end up in prison. You have a duty of care to make sure that they have got decent food, decent clothing, a decent shelter where they are.
Serial killers are given better treatment than this. Can you imagine that? Oh, you're going to love this next one. This man also claimed his Bible was confiscated. Quote, they took my Bible I had, and they said, here, there is no right to religion, and my Bible is the one thing that keeps my faith, and now I'm losing my faith. This person has a 4-year-old daughter. Wait a minute. You remember what these people said about the war on Christianity? I don't see any Christian expressing concern about this. I thought they were, the ones that are saying, hey, put Christ back in Christmas and Merry Christmas and this and that. And boy, am I glad I'm not a liberal. And, Jesus answers my prayers and liberals have nobody. Here you have a man who's been denied his Bible. And not a word, not a peep. It's almost as if they don't care. Cruelty is the point. These people, I think, live for the cruelty, and this is their dream job for these people. They really are. Authorities have not yet responded to the allegations made by the detainees at the facility. CBS News Miami reached out for Florida Division of Emergency Management, but has not heard back. FDEM was the engine behind the Alligator Alcatraz, using the state's emergency management tools and funding to build, staff, and operate the detention facility. The detention has faced intense criticism over human rights. End of that article. I mean, I could just go on. You know? It's just gross. Absolutely gross. I could not believe. You know, better yet, I think I'm gonna make a separate video about this. You know, because this needs to be front and center. Alligator Alcatraz. But unbelievable. Hold on. But yeah, it's just unbelievable. These people think they can get away with this shit, and nothing's going to happen to them. Remember, the Nazis thought they could get away with it too, because what they were doing was legal. Remember that? And it's just unbelievable to me. These people think that they're going to get away with it. It's like, no. Justice might be delayed for now, but there will be a reckoning. The Nazis had their Nuremberg moment, and it's going to happen. You know, it's just, yeah, it's still out. But yeah, it's just yeah, we need to keep pounding the desk, pounding the pulpit. Do not let them ever live this down at all. Yeah, this cannot stand. Cannot stand. And we're not gonna let this go. I'm gonna keep making videos of this, and I'm going to keep pounding the desk. So help me, we're gonna bring this to the eyes and ears of people that actually give a damn. But that's all the thoughts I had on this, and I thought this was important that we bring this up. It's important that we keep pounding the pulpit, keep pounding the desk, so to speak, and not give in to this authoritarian regime. We're going to keep shining a light in the darkness, and we're going to keep we're going to keep at it. I am not going to let this go, and neither should you. With that, this has been Skeptically Speaking. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.